Misses again. He's 4 for 11. It's an offensive board, though. And Diallo scores.
He and Clark, their two best one-on-one players along with Massenberg.
Harris scored 23 against Arizona Thursday, including 3 three-pointers. Diallo gets free and a throwdown. 6 with the ball. Quanti Green will let another three-pointer go. Now and a foul by Diallo. Wilkins is part of this. He's a big body that can stretch the floor and shoot the basketball.
Talked a lot about the dominance of Kentucky. Now, if you look on the other side of Buffalo, they are actually better in second chance points. You see the nice little layup there. Y'all had to go to zone because your guards couldn't check me. That's really what he's thinking. When you go into the zone, you're basically saying, okay, we concede. We have to try another way to stop you guys.
Just above the 14-minute mark, Kentucky employing the zone. Great eye. Let's see how that plays out. Clark just ripped them up. Clark with 22. No ill effects of that injury suffered in the first half. Diallo for 3. He's got it. 2-corner 3.
As we go back to Brian, Chris, and Lisa.
All right, Adam, thanks. One of the 8 SEC teams to make it to the NCAA tournament. Kentucky coming in here as the 5 seed, traveling to Boise, Idaho. Kentucky has the ball and the lead. Kentucky had a 9-point lead at the half, stretching to 13 quickly. It is Diallo to score. Haven't been able to hit the threes with the regularity they did against Arizona Buffalo. Here's Diallo to catch and shoot. He's got it. Knocks.
Don't blink. Buffalo trying to push the pace. That's the only way they really can stop the half-court defense of Kentucky, is to try to get a shot early, open, and do it as often as you can.
Knox with Carruthers on him. Diallo now springs free and scores. Buffalo trying to add 2 more. That's a long 2. Smart lost his ground. Diallo comes up with a rebound. Inside, Diallo again. Man, he's hot. He's having a great second half. That's a pass.
No, that was a layup, but Washington cleans it up.
And a turnover. And now it's a victory lap. Diallo, look out! Showtime! Point guard John Axel Goodmanson. Got a lot of weapons, Davidson. And a steal. Diallo all the way in for the two-handed jam.
6'7", 6'8". That could jump and touch the top of that square.
Obama Caleb now in his 29th season. Talk a little bit about his offense, too, because it's a read and react. There aren't a lot of play calls coming from the bench with Davidson. On the take goes Diallo. So a defensive.
You care about it. You can't back down from the discipline that you have. He's like, get great advice from Coach Saban.
When Coach Saban calls, it doesn't say Nick Saban on the cell phone. It just lights up unknown. And Avery then knows exactly who it is. Diallo's 3. That's a good one for Hamidou Diallo. Well,
you know, Alabama's down 1. In the last 4.5 minutes offensively, they've had 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
And they're still laying down 1. The one thing with the turnover, it hasn't led to offensive layups for Kentucky, other than the one by Gilgis Alexander on the steal.
Diallo hard to the rack, and he gets that to go off the window. A good driver.
John Calipari, he knows his baby's not over yet. He knows that. Even though they're up like they are. He's under control all the time. But he lacks enough explosive quickness, but he changes pace really well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Maybe have simple names, got 3 names. That's tough.
How about Diallo? He gets it to go. They are really shooting well in the second.
18-footer. Hamidou Diallo drops it in. He has scored. See if Kentucky can find their rhythm again here. Hami. Diallo puts through the Trump lost his balance there. Hamidou Diallo breaking away.
get about 87-something% of their points from freshmen, which you understand because they play them all. But the one thing he says about his team this year, there is no experience. We don't have anybody to draw on. Wide open layup for Diallo.
Vanderbilt got caught on Schuler, and Schuler just cut right over the top of him and lost him.
Alexander picked his dribble up.
He'll lob here if he wants.
Diallo will launch. He buries a three. What? Miss, and the difficulties of playing in this conference. Athletic director talked about, well, our goal is to, when the season ends, find out what seed we are in the NCAA tournament. Meaning that's our expectation of the next coach. As Diallo knocks down.
Just a really poor job on the interior blocking out that time. Defensively, you force them to take a contested, off-balance, really prayer shot with the shot clock winding down, and you watch the ball instead of initiating contact and creating space to then go get the rebound.
Diallo will throw up a three. Got it! Okay, Mars Blackman. Porter. Bounce it off the back of Nico. Diallo, jam! Our broadcast position, and the ball comes right to us.
Tom, you've always wanted to be the star of the show.
Here's Diallo. He's been the star tonight for the Cats.
Through last year, 16 games.
And just trace amounts. And that's a shame. That's a whole nother conversation in terms of what's going on.
It's been a really bad week.
Do you think Arizona plays in the NCAA tournament?
You're nuts to give up a dunk at the end of the half like that. They're going to take the last one now. Reese has tied his career high with 10 points. Just the second time he's been in double figures all year. 5 seconds to go. Diallo in the paint off glass. Gets the roll. Sexton baseline blocked. Richards all over it. Here comes Knox. 3 on 2. Diallo skies for 2%. From the line. Key 3. Well short, and Washington back in the game. Remember, he was limping earlier.
Colin Sexton can't get in the lane right now.
Wide open Diallo.
They got penetration there, and you see there's just too much length. Penetration doesn't necessarily guarantee you an advantage against Kentucky in the half court.
Diallo plus the foul.
He attacked. You break down, and then he broke down the defense to where a tip-in came. So just not settling for threes has been huge for A&M.
It was a second foul on Robert Williams. A&M playing some zone defense here.
Well, Diallo is an NBA guy like he thinks he is. It's time to show it.
From the free throw line, there's his first basket of the game. We can only hope for the best for Dwayne Wilson. Diallo got his own miss. Bodies flying everywhere.
Team and finish with your strong hand, which should never happen to it with a left-handed kid.
Diallo for 3. Yes. There's a steal with that pressure. Diallo lays it in.
And keep after. You got to go stack them.
Yeah.
You had a great win at Auburn. I mean, Auburn was getting ready to go be #1 in the country.
That's the one that really will help them come selection Sunday.
Auburn won again today, went in Georgia and blew them out.
Diallo. He's had a positive.
Off the pace, Missouri at 4-5. And we are set to go.
Believe it or not, red clock and all. Little cross the top, a little play that he ran with the Nets.
Diallo, the penetration, the flip, and he gets the scoring started for Kentucky.
Big rebound. Diallo couldn't grab it. Falls into the cheerleaders area and a turnover. Washington, extra dish. Diallo going up high for the jam.
52-38. It's a 14-point cushion for Missouri. Vanderbilt back in. Calipari looking for something to spark this group. Diallo, high archer, rimming in.
Well, they ran a little baseline.
16 games of the season, NCAA eligibility issues. Now in his 5th game since coming back, had 18 and 15 in the first 2 games. Has cooled off in the last 2. Strong drive and a finish.
Shouldn't have to tell him.
Ball went out of bounds. He knows that.
There's turnover committed in the last 13 minutes by West Virginia. The number 2 ranking that the Mountaineers had recently was their highest since the logo played for them. Since the late 50s when Jerry West was here in Morgantown. They were number 2 and at times number 1 that season. And a quiet night for Ahmad, a guy, as you mentioned, they need more from him. Coming back after being suspended the first 16 games of the season.
He's just been quiet, period, since he got back. He's such a good player, but has not played his best the last 4 games.
Diallo knocks down a 3.
Made a bad pass, but not Javon Carter.
Diallo. Strong drive right into the...
Where they blew that 14-point second half lead at South Carolina. And then Saturday night, all the late drama in a loss to the Florida Gators. They start off on a high note with Diallo.
You know, just let it go through. Now, if it comes out and it continues, and you're like the Cavs, who can't stop anybody in the NBA right now. LeBron James and the Cavs can't guard anyone. In fact, OKC might have scored more points on Saturday night than you'll see in the All-Star game coming up in Los Angeles in about a month. But that's not the problem for Kentucky. They've got to just believe in the offense.
So Cameron had a foot injury back in September. They thought that he would need surgery. Long ball from Q, wouldn't connect. Instead, he came back last week. Diallo, crossover, and the finish.
That was impressive.
He's trying to get around Richards, and Richards with another rejection. Hamidou Diallo off to the races.
Starting to go after him. They're starting to figure him out a little bit. And look, he's going to score a ton of points because he's the real deal. But he's got to be more selective and smarter with the shots that he takes.
Big win for the Cowboys. They hit a late 3 to get into overtime and beat Oklahoma 83-81. The Sooners lose twice this week. 3 top 10 teams lost 2 games this week. Oklahoma all the way back to the locker room, but kind of under the stairwell in the corner as they continue to work on it. Trying to stretch out that leg. 4-point lead, Florida. Diallo, corner 3. Got it! Driving, kicking, Diallo. Tap in, goes.
Nice drive with the left hand offense.
That's moving a lot better now without the ball. He seems more active. Yeah, you're right about Gabriel. What a big lift he's giving him off that bench. Little veteran player.
Diallo buries it from the corner.
So important for that team. How poised is Tyler Davis? Because he's got some space in there, he can take his time.
Diallo with a pull-up. Man.
Good pass.
Gilder. And Washington down to the rebound. Better ball movement, though, that trip by the Aggies.
Just getting it inside really kind of collapses the defense. That was a quick release by Gilder.
Diallo knocks.
Get out there and figure it out.
Well, they did a little bit better last time down, but they made it look like rocket science earlier, and they turn it over again. And Diallo is going to tie the game. Well with the assist.
Well, you could feel that Caldwell had something up his sleeve there because he was slow playing that one. Robert Williams just staying behind the bucket. Maybe that'll get him going. He hasn't done anything in this game.
Diallo with a terrific baseline.
A couple of weeks, maybe a week.
Good fade. Shot fade. Too strong in the 15-footer.
Well, Wendy Gabriel on the last possession settled for a jump shot. And I think Kentucky has to touch the paint, whether it's by the drive or passing inside. The ball is going around the perimeter, and then they're settling for a jump shot. There it is.
And the finish. Beautifully done. They're going to milk the clock, keep the ball at this end of the court, look for a high percentage shot. That was a pass that hit the rim. And Diallo beating everybody down the floor.
Reverse. Short. Tennessee hasn't made 3 field goals in a row tonight. Kentucky has, and that's deep. You never know what could cost you. Three-ball Diallo. Yes, sir, that was pure. 5, a come-from-behind victory. Great defense down the stretch for the Cats. It's an all-color game. LSU in the home gold and Kentucky in the road blue. The youngest team in college basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats, 11-2 on the season. And this young team, it's playing its very first true road game.
LSU man-to-man defensively will stay in it quite a bit. They will show some zone now and then. They must rebound. Kentucky, an outstanding team inside around the rim.
Double inside and an extra pass and off the window and in for Hamidou.
League, you're playing good. You actually have offensive execution. I think they got to feel real good about themselves going into to halftime. And they're at home and playing in front of a sellout crowd. So you start to feel it and you want to do well for your crowd because you play so many games sometimes with that building empty. So you get an opportunity.
Roll, and this time Reith, and when he sees the ball going to the rim, he makes a rim run and gets an easy 2. Kentucky can't guard right now in this game. Waters is doing anything he wants off the bounce. They're spreading the floor with shooters around him like a pro action with a spread pick and roll, and Kentucky has their hands full. Will Wade has infused this team with confidence from day one. I'm not so sure.
Played with great energy all game, though. They've given up 6 in a row to start here. Kevin Knox misses a tough 2. Gabriel to follow, no. Tipped on the rim and put in.
Another chance for Kentucky to take the lead. Opener of SEC play for both teams. And the young Wildcats are down front. 3 minutes to play. Opening day of the SEC. Kevin Knox. Diallo guarded by Harris. Blows by and scores with the left.
Lexington against the Big Blue. And right now, Spirodidis. Louisville goes a little. And they switch it up. A lot of pointing, a lot of exchanging, and a lot of keys. If it gets inside, they sometimes go straight man. If it gets to the foul line.
Kentucky has been off all week. They've not played since their loss last Saturday to UCLA. On cue, Malik Williams, the freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, with that nice-looking baby hook shot.
Ooh. Chipped over the line on the way back.
There's Diallo, top floater. Starters. This is a Gell who's been quiet. 1 or 3 won't go. But those numbers have been down a bit the last 5 games. And look at Gilgeous-Alexander hitting the deck.
Nice pass. Sands hammering off.
Cardinals need a bucket. Snyder trying to put him on his back. Turned aside.
Hold on. Diallo.
Boy, he nearly lost his footing. Very good in the second half, despite the fact that Louisville has taken one on the chin.
It's a little rub set underneath. Pin downs. He's just got a lot of life in his body, doesn't he?
A lot of bounce. On the wing, Diallo.
The 3 is 20th of the year.
Well, we talked about Berry being one of those kids that's a winner. So's this kid.
Last year was a reserve because of Lonzo Ball being on the team. Nice drive.
2-1.
Oh, Ali going up against Knox. Richards didn't win that. So here's a pull-up 3 on the other end.
Why not?
Welsh, open jumper. And look at the rebound. Way up there.
Great call for a good look.
Diallo on a drive against Welsh off the window.
Nice piece. That's why, number 2.
Welsh doubles. Oh, they threw it away. Here comes Diallo.
There you go.
Ball movement there. Ali going to the rack. Had a block. No foul. And Kentucky coming the other way.
Pretty.
And now an open Diallo. And he got it.
Well, you force him to the 2.
Very high. somehow Olesinski got a hand on it. It's rejected just as the shot clock was about to expire. Diallo in some traffic. Mid-range jumper goes.
Tough shot, Welsh. Too much dribble.
And the little scoop underneath to Welsh, and he's short-armed it. Should have been a slam. Diallo all the way to the rack, and he got it and won.
Everybody for Virginia Tech will shoot the three. Robinson with a miss.
You can take one thing to the bank right today. They're not shooting 47% of the three here today.
Diallo knocks down a Blackshear inside. Can't get it to go.
Never in control of the ball.
Washington. And Knox will kick it back out. Diallo's wide open. Another one. Knox for three. Not this time, but a follow good for Diallo.
See, that's, I'm a meatball, right? 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yes, you are.
It's not meatloaf, it's meatballs. Meatloaf.
Robinson makes the second, and Virginia Tech on top by 2. A little token pressure, but no trouble for the Cats.
I want the Cats to play a little 5-on-5, but the Cats said we missed the shot. We took advantage of our size.
Diallo from 15. Got it. Boy, nice turnaround jumper.
30-man game right there. Going to Blackshear on the interior. It's amazing. They have not made a free. That's incredible.
Made 7 in the first half, as did Kentucky. Kentucky's added 2 more to their totals here in the second half.
Average 10 a game.
Shot clock at 8. Diallo with a tough one, and it'll go.
Boy, they show a lot of patience there. It's been a heck of a game. Roy Williams' kids getting better and better, and Tennessee an improved team.
Blackshear's gone to the bench, but still, Buzz Williams stays with his veteran players as much as he can. Diallo for 3.
What a big three. We got a great one, man. Here we go.
Into the final minute of regulation, and Kentucky with the ball in a 2-point lead.
I do a 2-man game with Quaddy and also with Knox. And I get Knox down.
Here it comes. Almost lost it. Diallo from the corner. Yes!
Against Hofstra. And we are underway. Kentucky in the white, Monmouth in the gray for the 2017 City Hoops Classic. Quade Green lobs to the rim. Hamidou Diallo comes down and then lays it in. A little slippage by Selnave. Another turnover. Diallo's got his first.
In Orlando. And that's 4 days. And then I'm going to spend a few days trying to meet with some guys on
in different spellings, not related. That's Zach Tillman who missed the shot. Back defensively as Hamidou Diallo puts up the 3. He's got it.
Oftentimes they turn it over even when there's no pressure there, so that's an area of growth for this Kentucky team.
Kentucky at 7-1 has lost just the one time to Kansas in the Champions Classic. How about the move by Diallo? The throwdown.
Did you see where his head was over the rim?
Diallo. That's how.
See someone coming, a secondary defender, he wastes no time. He delivers that basketball on the hands. We saw it time and time again last night, hooking up Christian James, who was knocking down them to be very successful. My favorite, De'Aaron Fox.
I can see why. Diallo. Boy, when he takes off.
Great three-point shooting team. They're hitting a good percentage. I think Quade Green can take more of them. Kenny Knox, they've got to get P.J. Washington taking more jump shots, not necessarily threes. But their strength is not at the three-point line, and that's okay.
Ake into the corner. Pretty good look. Bassi had a good check at it. Couldn't knock it down. Diallo lost the handle, scoops it up and in. Lewis inside, strong move, left-handed, and puts it in.
When he caught it, he squared his shoulders to the backboard, and that way a shot blocker cannot come across that right shoulder without fouling. Now the 2-3 zone right now for Harvard.
Diallo soft touch. 9 or so last year. That one knocked away from Towns, loose ball. Still fighting for it. Gilgeous-Alexander comes away with it.
Gilgeous-Alexander's had a nice impact on this game.
Diallo weaves his way in.
Just one shot in that game.
So Lewis, Aiken, and Towns are really the triumvirate for Harvard. Diallo with the baseline drop. Bassey turns it over. And now a toss up ahead. Diallo. Step on the gas. Aiken way off. But Lewis tracks it down.
A great job by Kevin Knox to get out there and get that ball.
Washington, Diallo, and one.
Defensive Player of the Year from the Horizon League, who will do his best to make life tough on this Kentucky squad down low.
Quade Green, 0 and white, brings up the ball in the opening tip. Your officials, Tony Green, Jason Baker, Brian Shea. We're underway, and a lob to Hamidou Diallo starts. It's going to show in game time, and it does so far for Gilgeous-Alexander. They go inside. Diallo surrounded by UIC flame.
Court in space.
Here's Knox. As you saw, Kevin Knox was on that list. You didn't even see Diallo's name, and yet Flames. Getting a fresh shot clock, and they promptly turn it over. That's number 10 already, and we're not even halfway through the first half.
Make them stop you.
Tommy for two.
They're on one another. And that's okay, because many of them are trying to figure out what they did wrong on the play before they can make others accountable. And if you do that too early, your teammates won't respect you, because they'll say, well, who are you to tell me? You're not even doing your job. And so it's going to come with time, and Vanderbilt might be that to get a shot off. And yes, you have to credit the defense of Kentucky, but again, when you're trying to limit your turnovers, especially with a clean slate in the second half, you got to do better.
Here's Diallo with the follow slam. He has 13.
Good 4 or 5 times down the last several possessions. Just straight line drives on that left side.
Extra pass. Diallo underneath.
Good work on him with and get 40 minutes of play out of him. I think he's getting that tonight. It won't be perfect, but that will be. Watch out. Level is man-to-man, not zone.
All right, let's try again. Now underway at Rupp Arena with Kentucky and Fort Wayne. Baseline pass. Diallo lays it off the window and gets
that. Throw it up to him, make the easy dunk. That's the highest percentage play when you have these types of athletes.
Nick Richards at 6'11", 240. Clock under 10. Kentucky being patient. Diallo going to fire three, and he got it. 7:36. They've ripped off 6 in a row. Now looking for a bucket heading into the half. Diallo, good look for three, and he got it. Baker, he'll key the three in transition to Person. And Richards on the glass again. Kentucky pushing. Baseline bucket for Diallo.
Yeah, type of mentality, and that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Sasha Kalia-Jones. And he said, just turn it loose. Be who you are. Let me worry about the adjustments in the game and go do what you do. And what does Hamidou Diallo do very well? Transition baskets. And
the guys come in, they spend 4 seasons. So all those guys played early. Person misses again from deep. They also brought in a Florida transfer to really help things inside, and Diallo off the glass. They also have a shot clock violation in that span. Knox spinning, jump hook, and he ends that drought.
I can tell you what John Calipari said during the timeout. If you shoot the
has opportunities.
Bradford in and out on the three-point attempt, and a high rebound by Diallo. In the paint, Diallo with the left hand flips it in. First points of the night for Diallo. Bradford had it swiped away by Gilgeous-Alexander. Weaving, tossing to Diallo. Got the defense in the air, and then by Kentucky retains possession. Now 17 on the shot clock. Six on the clock. With 4, Diallo gets in motion and beats the buzzer.
Hamidou Diallo.
Kept alive by Devontae Graham. Mikhailuk again.
Got two good looks because Graham did a terrific job with the offensive rebound.
Hamidou Diallo, a freak athlete, gives you a little bit of a
explode. You haven't seen his ability to drive, and I know he can do that.
Kentucky is 2-0 on the young season as Diallo.
Oh, you can't teach that.
Back inside to Azubuike. Not really known as a scorer, but he's just so big in there.
Impossible shot. The angle was impossible.
And they're outnumbered at the other end. What a finish by Diallo.
22,000. They filled up for game day.
They're unbelievable. They're fast. Love, eat, sleep, and drink Kentucky basketball.
Knox another offensive rebound.
Well, done a better job in that area than he did in the first half. We haven't seen the zone at all. I thought we were going to see some zone.
That's going to count.
Right there could be a big game changer for Vermont. Their all-conference player of the year, senior point guard Bell Haynes, out with 2 fouls. He's replaced by Cam Ward, another senior guard. Lob to Diallo.
The baseline drive, the opposite corner and opposite slot was filled. Vermont getting anything they want right now with drive of the basketball.
And so the Catamounts take the lead. Diallo gets it right back for Kentucky. Freshman from Menifee, California, who is out for a longer stretch of time. He had left knee surgery on October 27th, and he was going to provide the best perimeter shooter out of the bunch. Diallo, along with Ernie Duncan in the backcourt. Urquhart, no. P.J. Washington. And just like that, here comes Hamidou Diallo. An impact on Friday's game, but he certainly, Washington has, had a big impact so far here today.
Maybe a little quick that time in the attack by 2 in green.
Diallo.
Yeah, I didn't like
the not so much hoops, but hockey first and foremost. He turns it over. Washington. Gilgeous-Alexander. Diallo.
Good execution in transition by Utah Valley. Extends out the lead to 4. It looked like it was going to be 2 for Kentucky. It was good rotation defensively. Secured the ball by Nielsen. Then he scores it at the other end.
Good ball movement around the three-point arc, and Hamidou Diallo. You shoot a 3, you come out. I don't think he's coming out this time. And Diallo leaks out on the other end. 5 straight points for number 3 in white. Tipped away. Here's Diallo. And Gilgeous-Alexander at the top of that zone. That is a lot of length. And another turnover. And another jam by Diallo.
Valley, they're not backing down. In those moments, you see a 16-0 run, and now it's a 5-0 run just out of a timeout, just like that.
Gabriel thought about it. Diallo pulls the trigger. And they only trail the Cats by 2. Diallo showing that vert.
Great job crashing on the weak side.
Skip pass. Diallo. Got the soft rims here at Rupp Arena. One of the first. George Karl has one of his biggest coaching influences. Played for him in the NBA on 2 different teams. There's Diallo with the jumper.
The 3 in a one-pass offensive possession, I think, is exactly what Kentucky would love to see more of down the stretch of this game. If you're Utah Valley, you've got to swing it. You've got to try to attack. You've got to get a piece of the paint.
Diallo slices in and gets it to go.
You see how good he is moving.